So what is this sitting on my wood lathe? It's a longer LK4 X 3D printer. Why is it sitting on my wood lathe? You're going to want to stick around and I'll tell you why I have it here. This is going to be cool if I can pull this off. If you are a wood turner and you just don't like reviews and not interested in 3D printers, stick around. You all of a sudden might be interested in 3D printers. If I make what I think I'm going to do, this is going to be really cool. So this was sent to me. I'm not getting paid to make this video. I'm not a sponsor and I'm not an affiliate. I've not been told what to say about it. Whatever you hear from me is going to be my honest opinion. So far, I'm pretty impressed the fact that it came in two pieces. So assembly was taking the base out, putting the gantry in, put some screws in, plug the wires in for the motors, turn it on. It was about that easy. So that's pretty impressive. So it does have a touchscreen. I'll give you a lot more detail about sizes once we get going because it's kind of cold out here. And I'm taking it inside and you're going to get to see my music room, computer room, and now 3D printing room because it's going to be warm in there. So let's get going. Welcome to my music room, computer room, and right now my 3D printing room. It's just too cold out in the shop to do this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm making a part for my wood lathe. It's going to take a while, so I'll pause it now and then. I don't remember the exact time on this, but it was over an hour for sure. And if you're trying to figure out what it is, think of something that a bird has and maybe you can relate it to this part. That's all the clues you're going to get. I could have cut this shorter, but I thought it was kind of fun to watch it grow up out of that steel bed. I don't know if you just missed it, but I ran out in front of the camera to get another cup of coffee. It won't be long. We are almost to the top. I turned my head and it finished on me, so you didn't see the head move away. And it's, I think we can just go ahead and pop this off like so. And there it is. So I'm going to clean up any fuzzies on here. I'll take it out in the shop and show you what it is going to be, or hopefully what it's going to be. That's a steel bed that I just lifted up to pop the part off. It's very flexible. It's also magnetic. It holds itself in place. While we're making this part, I'll give you a couple of the specs. The working area on this is 8.6 inches by 8.6 inches and 9.84 inches tall. That's about 8 5/8 square and 9 27/32. If you work in millimeters, it's 220 by 220 with a 250 millimeter height. The temperatures for the plastic I'm using is called PLA, polylactic acid. The bed should be around 60 Celsius and the injector head is about 200 Celsius. And that probably depends on the ambient temperature you're working in. The filament diameter is 1.75 millimeter. I don't remember what speed I set the video for, but this is going pretty fast. Well, that looks like it's done. Took 2 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, I'm going to take this out into the shop and I'll show you where it goes and what it does. I'm out in the shop right now. It's 46 degrees. I'm comfortable. I've got a heavy jacket on. But to do this out in this temperatures, the 3D printer might struggle to maintain the temperatures it needs. The bed needs to be about 60 Celsius and the extruding tip needs to be 200 Celsius. If the bed got much lower, the plastic's not going to stick to it and then nothing's going to work properly. The other reason that I enjoy doing it inside, I get to sit in my computer chair while this runs and I can watch other people's YouTube videos and I can also edit mine. So here is one of the parts and it's going to be like a soft tip. Those threads in there match the threads that come on the live center. They're 3/4 tin and I was able to create those threads and adjust this shape to what I wanted in a program called Tinkercad. It's pretty fun to use. Let's see if this fits. Looks like it's going on pretty good. And I have a flat on the inside for it to go up against here, and it should spin pretty true. I have a couple other shapes in mind that I'll do. It'll look just like what I showed you with this, and it takes a while, so you wouldn't want to watch it on real time for sure. This, you can buy all these things, but this was so much fun, I liked making them. Same threads here. This is the threads that fit my chuck, 1 1/4 by 8. That went right on and it bottomed out the same way. Here's one of my chucks. Let me adjust the camera so you can see all this. So let's see if that goes on. Well, it started. So I do this a lot. I have an arbor made for that with the same threads. I just wanted to do this. What I'll use it for is to maybe adjust rings to glue them on place on the headstock over here where I'll have a chuck with the turning that I'm doing. So I can grab different things. I've put cones in here to help center them. You can also do pieces in halves, and this would benefit to do that. And I will not be turning anything using this. This is strictly for the tailstock and to help support pieces. Okay, probably make a couple more, but I'll just show you what we did at the end, because this is like 2.5 hours to make this piece. Alright, I'm going back inside where it's warm. I just thought of something else that I need, and I've needed it for quite a while. Set of digital calipers. The little lid that goes across there. I either lost it or broke it, I don't remember. So I had a real crude way to use these. I put a little piece of wood on there, wrapped a rubber band around it, and all you need is to have the pressure against it for it to work, but it never stayed on. I'm going to go in the house and design a little cover. It's got a dovetail on there, and I'll show you that in the software, and then we'll go ahead and print this out. They should not take very long. And I really do need one of these. I don't want to throw these away. Okay, let's go inside and do that. And I can sit in my computer chair and get warm. Alright, I am in front of my computer and I'm nice and warm. So I'll go ahead and make a little part so that I can have a battery cover. I have a lot of these dimensions already worked out, so you don't have to watch all of that. But I just needed to make that little part right there. That's the size I measured it out at. I need to extrude it to give it a shape and a body. So I have that in here. I've got a 25-degree angle. And you can see it's going the direction I want it. And I'll hit OK. That part is done. I just need to save this as an STL file so that the 3D software can read it. 3D printing software. So we need to change that to STL. I'm just going to call it a battery L there. Alright, that is done. We're done with this program. This is the slicing software that allows you to print an object. So we need to open that up. And I pick this one, and there it is right there. And I think everything's there. There's the sizes that I wanted. And I did have to draw this in millimeters because this program only seems to understand millimeters. So all I have to really do now is pick slice. There, that is sliced, and I just need to send it to the printer. I'll move my other camera over there so you can see how this works. So I hit print, and it says it's going to take 4 minutes. So let's move over to the other camera and watch what it does. That is done. Oh boy, now we get to try it. Not quite big enough to... Oh, there it is. It's pretty small. I've got the calipers here. We'll see if we can get it in. Yep, we did. Look at that. And the calipers are on. Perfect. I don't know about you, but I think this is pretty cool. I gotta do some more. The part I'm making right here is something that I have wanted and needed for a couple years. The reason I haven't done it is, one, I don't like going shopping. Two, I'm kind of cheap. And both of those depend on how I feel that day. This part took 48 minutes to make, and I didn't just make one. And a little later on I'll show you how many I made and what they're used for. But the thing of it is, it doesn't matter how long it takes because I'm doing something else while this machine is making me these cool parts. By the way, if you haven't figured it out by now, I am having one heck of a lot of fun doing this. Quarter 20 bolt. How about that? It's perfect. Okay, I've got quite a few things to show you. It might take a little while, but I think they're all very cool. The first thing I printed was called a calibration cube, and it comes with the machine. You get Z, X, and Y. It's supposed to measure 20 millimeters all directions. So you measure it after you make it, and you see if you have to calibrate your machine. This was 0.1 millimeter oversized in all directions. That's plenty close enough for me. It also came with this little file called a Benchy, and that was fun to do, and it's pretty cute. I scaled it down because I think it was a couple inches tall. You saw this, that's that little soft point. Could be used for all kinds of things in wood turning. And this holds a chuck. That's 1 1/4 by 8, and that's also 3/4 by 10. So then I needed a lid for my battery, which really holds it in place, and look at that. It works like brand new. That was just a little practice. Found this file and used it. So I also have something you're going to see this Friday. This also fits on the live center, and it's a cone. You'll see what I'm using it for this Friday, so make sure you watch that video. This is pretty cool. While I was making that, I was thinking, well, maybe I should make a flat one. This could be used to hold against a board you're gluing onto a bowl, like a segmented bowl. You could also, I printed the holes in there. You could fasten a larger piece of something on there, like a piece of plywood or whatever you want to use. So one other thing, maybe you saw this video of this three-sided vase I made. Well, I was going to look for a glass tube to put in there. Just couldn't find anything, so I decided, well, why not print a tube? So this is really thin. It's maybe 40 thousandths, and it holds water. Watch how good it fits. See that? Pretty nice. So I made these, which you haven't seen, and I put that little twisty design on it because I had tried that and I liked it. And it's also going to be a knob, something I've been needing for a number of years, just haven't gotten around to doing it. My wedgie sled. I've been using wing nuts. Now we have nice knobs. Just right. All four of them. So that's pretty much what I did. I'm going to put the machine back up here and I'll talk just a little bit about it. So here's all the parts sitting here, and you're probably wondering, well, what does he think about this machine? Well, I honestly absolutely love this machine. It's just a blast to use. And not only that, I've created some things that I needed, and I could have went out and bought them, of course. These kind of fittings here that you get for your lathe, they're not cheap. And I'm not trying to say, well, I'll get one of these machines to save money, because what I got out of this was just a lot of fun. And I like reverse engineering something like this. I took my tailstock and figured out what I needed to use here and what I needed to use there, and that's where I'm at. Is it worth the price? It's I think it's $300. Yeah, I think it's well worth that price. That's my honest opinion, because I probably, going out and buying all of three, I think one of these is about $100. And I don't know if you can buy that, but, you know, I probably made a couple $100. Well, I know these are expensive, so I'm not trying to justify that. I just know that I love this machine and I got to make something I needed that I didn't have to buy. Is that a good reason to buy it? Well, that's up to you to decide. But I certainly would have bought one of these if they wouldn't have been so kind to send me this, had I known how much fun it actually was. So that said, they did ask me to put a discount code in the description, and I will do that. I don't know how much it reduces from $300, but yeah, I think it's a cool machine and a lot of fun. So if you got something out of this, let me know. If this just bored you to going to sleep, you can let me know that too, because I know a lot of people are not into these little testing videos, but to me, this is probably the best one I've ever done, because it's something that I really enjoy doing. So again, make sure you stick around for my Friday video where you can see this in action on something I've never made, and it turned out pretty nice. So till the next time, I'll see you later.